33 years ago, the Richard LaMunyon Hall of Fame was created to recognize the finest of the torch run community, and tonight we continue this fine tradition. Induction into the Hall of Fame is the most prestigious award given in our movement. Tonight, from a list of exceptional candidates, we will recognize 3 individuals who have shown time and again that they epitomize what the torch run stands for, and who have sacrificed so much to ensure that those with intellectual disabilities live a life of full opportunity and inclusion. Hall of Fame inductees past, present, and future have dared to carry the flame of hope into uncharted territories, excelled our mission to new levels, and have demonstrated unwavering leadership in the development of our cause. Would you please welcome these past inductees as we prepare for the Hall of Fame. Now we will reveal this year's nominees. To be nominated for the Richard LaMunyon Hall of Fame in and of itself is an honor to which you and your program can rightfully be proud. As this year's nominations are announced, please stand in place when your name is called and remain standing to be recognized. Please join me in congratulating the 2024 Richard LaMunyon Hall of Fame nominees.
Kevin Arthove, North Dakota. Randy Bannister, Texas. Joe Barca, New York. Dave Breen, Illinois. Sean Byrne, Oklahoma. John Carr, Michigan. Loretta Claiborne, Georgia. Jim DiGianvittorio, Massachusetts. Marcus Rhodes, South Carolina. Michael Roach, New Mexico. Mike Shortreed, Minnesota. Kim Unlin, Southern California.
Now please welcome 2013 Hall of Fame inductee from New South Wales, Australia, Don Stewart.
Right, our first inductee into the 2024 class of the Richard LaMunyon Enforcement Torch Run Hall of Fame has been involved in our movement for more than 25 years. They were quick to recognise the tremendous value and strong partnership between Special Olympics and the LETR and worked tirelessly for more than 2 decades to enhance and nurture this relationship. Our inductee has personally supported and participated in a variety of torch run activities in their program throughout the years to include 7 super plunges and 7 plunges. As a present and active member of their LETR State Committee, our inductee proactively seeks opportunities to ensure that LETR participants are valued and appreciated for their hard work. This has included the addition of a LETR Hall of Fame to recognise those who have made outstanding contributions to their LETR program over the years. Our inductee has also served as co-chair of Marketing and Partnerships Committee of the International LETR Executive Council, where they have worked to innovate and restructure the committee and bring additional corporate partners to the table to support the ongoing work of Council. As a past CEO of a major Special Olympics program, our inductee has demonstrated visionary leadership and a deep understanding of the immeasurable value of the partnership between Special Olympics and LETR. During his tenure as CEO, our inductee has doubled the number of full-time SO staff members dedicated to torch run activities from 2 to 4. Their LETR program increased their annual fundraising by more than 50% during this period. Our inductee has also ensured that the LETR representative has a seat on the SO program's board of directors. They also led the effort to secure the LETR Executive Director's position at Special Olympics International to ensure the ongoing partnership with LETR is valued and optimised. As a reflection of their commitment to LETR, our inductee had agreed to serve as the host program for the 2020 LETR International Conference. After months of work and expense, this conference had to be cancelled due to the COVID epidemic. Rather than stepping away, our inductee agreed to continue forward and host the 2023 conference. To ensure a true first-rate conference experience, they also agreed to underwrite significant costs associated with the conference so the cost to the attendees remains stable. He also underwrote significant expense for the 2023 Spring Business Meeting for the LETR Executive Council. Our inductee optimises the value of visionary leadership and passionate support for the athletes of Special Olympics. It is therefore my great privilege to introduce our first inductee to the 2024 class of Richard LaMunyon Hall of Fame, Dave Breen of Illinois.
Wow. I'm just glad Don doesn't have pictures of our redhead piano bar night in Chicago. So I'm really overwhelmed, and I'll keep it brief. But Chief LaMunyon and Sharon, thank you so much for changing millions of lives, including mine. Not only the athletes, but law enforcement and the staff. My journey started 48 years ago when two of my best friends, they grew up with me. We probably committed a few crimes in our day, but they became law enforcement officers. And they kept telling me all the stories, do you know who my dad is? What's your badge number? Can I talk to your supervisor? All the things you see on TikTok. But I just was clearly amazed that, like all of you in this room, they ran towards danger. They ran towards serving and protecting. That's not normal. Most people don't do that. And then after they were done, like all of you, they said, what else can I do? And they took time for our athletes. They took time to coach. They took time to train. They took time to compete alongside and elevated the athletes. And I just want to thank you all for all you do, because you do so much extra. I am not worthy for this award. I'm really not. I got paid for many years to do what I do. But there's a few people that I definitely want to thank. And I'm going to miss people, and I'm very sorry, because all of you have certainly been in my heart, and there's some special people I'm sure I'm going to forget, but I'll buy you a drink later. Joe and Lisa Carlone, Rodney and Darlene Sawyer, Mark and Jerry McCorkle, Todd Palazza, the fellow and former IEC members, Scott White, John Clifton, Don Stewart, Mick Olson, all the people that really elevated me, Pat Hoey from Illinois. But I have to say, this award that I got, I share because Tim Martin said it, and thanks again for hosting 2 out of 3 years, Tim. But there is no group better than I get to deal with, and I get to stand up here and take the credit for the Illinois Law Enforcement Torch Run. They are absolutely the best group anybody could have the honor of serving with. Bill Devine and Dan McIntyre and George Peterson, the rest of the staff, the Special Olympics Illinois staff. I'd also like to, 2 last things. 2 of my family members here, my wife Brandy and my son Kyle, and I thank you for all the support that you give me. And lastly, the inspiration and motivation all of us have, and I know there were a lot of athletes in the room, but Jose, Emerson, Dustin, Bruce Clark, who Tim mentioned, you are the inspiration and the most evolved individuals in the world that I've had the pleasure of knowing and being around. Thank you very much.
Right, our next inductee into the 2024 class of the Richard LaMunyon Law Enforcement Torch Run Hall of Fame has been an active member of their LETR program for more than 30 years. During that time, they have taken over ever-increasing leadership role and have been instrumental in the development and success of LETR activities on both local and program levels. Our inductee was first introduced to LETR and the athletes of Special Olympics when they were asked to provide security for their games in the early 90s. Once they had the opportunity to meet and interact with the athletes, they were hooked. They immediately began to volunteer for and organise fundraising events in their area, recruiting multiple agencies and officers for Cops on Tops, Tipper Cops and other creative fundraising events, all to support LETR. Our recipient once walked on a treadmill at the front of their local Walmart for 30 hours to raise funds for their local Special Olympic program. That's some commitment. Among their many major contributions, our inductee organised their program's first polar plunge in 2005. Over the next 18 years, this event has grown to include both super plungers and school plungers and has raised $1.5 million for athletes of Special Olympics in their program. Our inductee has also played an important role in the development of 9 additional plunges that now take place across their program. Like many of us, interacting and supporting the athletes is a passion for our inductee. This has included serving as a Special Olympics coach, a unified basketball partner, and a certified global messenger speech coach. In recognition of their many years of dedicated service to the athletes, our inductee was selected to serve as head of delegation for their local SO team at their state games. They also had been a recipient of the Jefferson Award, a national award recognition of their exemplary work with the LETR and significant positive impact they had on Special Olympics community and the community at large. Our inductee was instrumental in the creation of their state LETR Executive Council in 2010 and is the Council's longest serving member. Their agency's LETR program is the most prolific in the state, in many ways due to the dedication and hard work of our inductee over the past 3 decades. In the words of one colleague, our inductee has made the lives of thousands of individuals with intellectual disabilities so much better while seeking no acknowledgement for his work. His reward is the satisfaction in knowing that he is helping someone live a better life and happier life. A wonderful example for all of us to aspire to. Please join me in recognising our second inductee into the 2024 class of the Richard LaMunyon Law Enforcement Torch Run Hall of Fame, Marcus Rhodes of South Carolina.
I don't have a paper to pull out. I didn't expect to be here. There's not enough letters in the words "thank you" for it to seem appropriate. And there's a long list of men and women that have certainly earned the spot that I stand in at the moment. The ones I know most intimately are from South Carolina because I've spent so much time with them. My wife is here. Barbara, thank you for putting up with me when I'm in bear country. That happens immediately before any event that's supposed to take place, and I feel like I'm upside down and behind. That's code word for Marcus is a jerk. In the mid-90s, I was asked to be a unified partner on a 3-on-3 basketball team in South Carolina at the Citadel with Special Olympics Unified Sports. I have never been an athlete. I've never been accused of being an athlete. I understand, I accept that. But in my office now, that I have an office, there's a little bronze medal pinned to the wall. My Love Me wall is all Special Olympic stuff. All that other crap is in a box somewhere. But that little bronze medal is my why. And it wasn't that we did really well. I mean, we did get bronze. There were 3 teams that competed. But my why was, after we won 3rd place, 2 Special Olympics athletes hugged me as an equal to them on the team. And I was accepted on that court as an athlete. Special Olympics athletes, you light the flame that's so rare and so precious that makes us better. Thank you.
Right, our final inductee into the 2024 class of the Richard LaMunyon LETR Hall of Fame has a unique distinction of being credited the driving force behind the rebirth of the LETR program. As of the early 2000s, they've had no LETR program in their state for many years. As a newly installed Chief of Police in 2007, our inductee met with representatives of Special Olympics who shared information about the torch run and the difference that LETR was making in the lives of Special Olympics athletes across the globe. The conversation ignited the flame of hope in the inductee that continues to burn more brightly each year. Following that conversation, our inductee made it their life's mission to foster and grow a LETR program in their state. Over the succeeding months and years, our inductee met with police officials across the state to share the many benefits of involvement with LETR. They also began to organise fun and innovative fundraising activities to raise funds and awareness for the life-changing work of Special Olympics. In 2008, our inductee planned and orchestrated the first cruiser convoy in their state. In that initial year, 50 police officers in cruisers from around the state cruised to the state games where they interacted with athletes and presented medals. 16 years later, the cruiser convoy has now grown to 200 plus vehicles and nearly 300 officers from every corner of the state who travel to the summer games to support their athletes. Since those early years, their LETR program has experienced steady and impressive growth, largely due to the vision and energy of our inductee. They have personally attended and participated in innumerable LETR fundraising events across the state, to include rappelling off the roof of a 22-storey hotel. Under our inductees' leadership, their LETR program has gone from raising $30,000 in 2009 to raising more than $735,000 just 10 years later. In 2023, our inductee also organised and facilitated a 4-day statewide final leg into their summer games, the first such in their history. As a result of our inductees' many efforts over the years, they have enshrined as a member of their program's Special Olympics Hall of Fame in 2024. The COVID epidemic had a major detrimental impact on both Special Olympics and the LETR. Hosting major events was not possible, so our inductees shifted focus to smaller at-home events to keep the LETR in their state active and moving forward. He rallied law enforcement across the state to do solo plunge in lakes, ponds, snow piles and cold showers to remind the public of the importance of Special Olympics and our incredible athletes. That plunge season, they raised nearly $600,000 through this innovative idea. At the time, a new record. The program is now up to 18 plunges statewide, raising nearly $900,000 in 2023. As a result of their incredible partnership with their Special Olympics program, they now also have a mobile plunge unit nicknamed Bear Force One, which has taken, which is taken to school, businesses, police departments across the state to conduct plunges and raise awareness about the life-changing benefits of Special Olympics. Our inductee efforts extend well past their home program. They currently serve as the Region 1 Coordinator on the LETR International Executive Council and co-chair of the Region Coordinators Committee. Dedication, innovation and unbounded energy are the attributes of the exemplified to the work of our inductee and for the athletes of Special Olympics over the past 17 plus years. This is now my great pleasure to introduce our inductee into the 2024 class of the Richard LaMunyon Law Enforcement Torch Run Hall of Fame, DiGianvittorio.
Well, I certainly don't have anything to, I was not prepared for this. I saw the other recipients up there. There's a lot more people well-deserving than I am. I guess when you get on stage last year and you screw up saying unhung zero, people remember it. This award is not for me. This is for my family in Massachusetts who has brought us to where we are today. I'd like them to stand up, please. Massachusetts contingent, please stand up. And also, all of Region 1, you've all been rock stars. Thank you very much. I was not prepared for this, so I apologize. I am overwhelmed. This is not something that I ever expected. I believe that we do this for the right reasons. I was in law enforcement for many years, over 40 years in law enforcement. Tried to retire 3 times, couldn't do it, still working. But all my days, the good and the bad, the athletes got me through it. And I appreciate everything that they do. And like I've said many, many times, And there was the other day I did a video on my why. And I know you've heard that the athletes love us, but they've done more for me than I can ever do for them. Thank you very much.